Hey guys, today I'm here to bring you my reaction/review to Rain Season 3, Episode 3. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this episode is not as good as last week's. Last week's episode was awesome. I loved it so much. But I still enjoyed this episode. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed this episode. And this episode is better than a lot of episodes in Season 2 and a few in Season 1. So, yeah. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because since this is just a good episode, I just want to get things out as quickly as possible. On the truly great episodes, I might spend more time on, but on those good episodes but not great episodes, I'll just get them out quickly. Also, first of all, Charles, seriously, Charles and this whole Constance thing with the opium, that was stupid. But yeah. And Charles was a little shithead in this episode. He's still adorable, but he was a shit in this episode. And Constance, I didn't like her, but I did like Claude in this episode. And also, though, the one good thing that came out of this episode came with Narcisse helping them in this situation, and this ends up proving to Francis that Narcisse is a good guy, and I will talk about that part last because that's my favorite part of the episode, obviously. Nicholas, the English ambassador, is here. Yeah, it was cool to see him. I liked his character, and Antoine is back, and he made a great offer to him, and basically I liked all the parts with the Nicholas and the English ambassador, spy. I liked all the scenes. And then, of course, we got to see Catherine only mad for a little while. But she was not mad with, craziness. She was more mad with rage. But by the end, she's back to normal. But honestly, I'm getting tired of her character. I really didn't like her in this episode. And I didn't like a lot of her scenes. I don't know. It's just the same thing. I'll do anything to protect my children. I'll kill. And I don't know. I'm not impressed by her anymore. Hopefully the next few episodes, maybe it'll change my mind. Maybe my mind will be changed about her in the next episode. But yeah. But then again, it's just one episode. And this one episode, I didn't like Catherine scenes. Bash scenes were, they weren't as good as last week's, but they were better than, I would say they're better than the first week's episode. And I think after the next episode, we'll be done with the Delphine for good. I hope so. I'm tired of her character. Francis, since he's getting sicker, nothing really to say about, especially now since I've know the plot of episode 5 of season 3, and I'm just like, oh, so basically all this is gonna end up being for nothing. All this, though. No, I'll talk about that Francis more in the episodes as they go on. But anyways, so yeah, Antoine is back. I loved his scenes. I was happy to see one Bourbon brother again. And know what I loved about it? He's fighting for his brother, and he even agrees to sign away his rights to the throne. But obviously, if you know your history, you know that Antoine's son Henry becomes King Henry IV of France, and of course Navarre, after Francis and Charles's brother Henry III of France dies, because Francis dies, then his brother Charles becomes king, and then Charles dies without a legitimate male heir, and his brother Henry becomes king, and Henry dies childless. So yeah, so the Bourbons do become rulers of France, just not until 1589, after Henry III, the last Valois king, has died. So yeah, his scenes were great. My favorite scene of his, other than the fact that he's still fighting for his brother, and I love that loyalty between them, but he totally told Mary off, and she deserved it. So yeah, I loved that. Claude and Laith scenes, don't have too much to say about that. Yeah. Though I think Laith seems to not be making the same mistake he did, falling in love with a woman above his station, which I'm glad. I don't need another Greer-Laith type love story. Also, Elizabeth was not in this episode. I missed her, but I know she's going to be in next week's episode, so that's all good. But even when we don't see her, she's still awesome. She's still a badass. Love it. And then, of course, the best part of the episode, Lola Narcisse I can't believe they got married, and of course, now I'm a little worried for them because Catherine was obviously not letting Narcisse go, and yeah, because she's back to normal at the end of the episode, and I think she might start making their lives miserable, but I'm worried about that, but still, nothing can take away my happiness. I'm so glad they're married, and Lola's dress was beautiful. I love it. So yeah, also this was also the episode of the infamous dance scene where people cried. I didn't cry because I'm not a Frary shipper, never have been, never will be. But I don't have a problem with Frary, honestly. Though I really don't like actually saying the ship name because I just don't like the actual ship name of it. But yeah, I may hate Mary and I may not ship them, but I'm not Frary's biggest fan, but I don't hate the couple. I just hate one person in that couple, and I'm not just anyways, but let's not talk about that. But anyways, Lola and Narcisse got married. I'm so happy. I was so excited. And honestly, their marriage made this whole episode worth it to me. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. Not as great as last week's episode or the season premiere, but still a solid episode. And I'm really bummed out that we have to wait 2 weeks for the next episode. And I get why there's no episode next week because it's Halloween weekend and people are not going to be watching TV. They're going to be going to trick-or-treating and going to parties and stuff. So I get it, but still. And also next week, nothing even good comes out in the theaters. So basically, I'm not going to have a good movie to watch or Reign. So yeah, but I'll survive. So yeah, if you've seen this episode of Reign, tell me your thoughts on it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next review of Reign 2 weeks from today. And of course, my next video will be my review of Steve Jobs, which I will be seeing tomorrow. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.